It's the DownbeachBUZZ Podcast. 6 new construction luxury townhomes in Margate, 201 North Washington Avenue in Margate, New Jersey. The developer behind this project is Mitchell Davis of Davis Enterprises. He's here with Troy Rosenzweig from Berkshire Hathaway. Sherri Lilienfeld of EXP is here on the bay side of Margate, an awesome project. Since 1962, Davis Enterprises has developed and built commercial, industrial, home building, and retail development in prominent areas like Marlton and Mount Laurel, Maple Shade, Galloway, and now Margate City. Davis Enterprises also developed and manages the Promenade at Sagemore. It's a lifestyle shopping center. It's a gorgeous place. Wow. A block from the bay, dining, dancing, fishing, boating, water parks, the new Amherst Promenade. This is going to be an amazing project right there on North Washington Avenue. Let's throw it to Troy Rosenzweig of Berkshire Hathaway. He's a listing agent.
Absolutely. So first I want to introduce myself. I'm Troy Rosenzweig. Like John had said, I'm affiliated with Berkshire Hathaway Homes in Margate, New Jersey, and I am the local new construction specialist. And I also want to say that I'm honored to be part of Mitchell Davis's newest project, which is going to be a slamming success. There's no question that Margate development was in need of affordable luxury real estate units. The average sales price in Margate for a new construction property is well over $3 million. I think a big misconception is everybody out there is that type buyer. Indeed, not true. So we're filling a void in the market. Luxury new construction, 4 beds, 3.5 baths, garage, elevator, from grade to the penthouse. The penthouse will house the master suite. And we will also capture some really nice bay views. The location is going to be in the Marina District, obviously. No question, the Marina District has benefited probably more than any neighborhood in Margate since Margate really started gearing up their development projects over the course of the past 10 years. Mitchell, what are your comments on the project? And please talk a little bit about the origins of Davis Enterprises.
Thank you, Troy. John and Sherri, thank you very much. So Davis Enterprises, as John pointed out, we've been in business for well over 60 years, and the thrust of our business is primarily of rental investment properties. We just happened to be completing one project in Galloway Township when someone presented me with this opportunity. And the opportunity was, as many people know, there was a hotel motel on this site that was there since 1955, and believe it or not, in the same family. So I had this opportunity. We were between 2 jobs, and this happened to fill our void. And it's exciting for us because we've really never done a build to sale. Everything we do is build to own. Same form of construction, but just a little bit more different because now we have a one-on-one relationship with the homeowners.
Just wanted to say something. I had noticed that when I was looking at your portfolio that, everything that you have done, number one, is a much bigger scale. You do multifamily up to 536 units. You have the Promenade, which is retail, and it's beautiful. And then you also have office buildings, and everything that you have, I noticed, was build, you develop it and then you manage it. Build and hold, right? Yes, this is your first for sale. And that actually was one of my questions, like, because this is different, but one of the things I noticed about your background is you're a class builder. Your development projects are really top of the line. And the fact that you still hold them means that you build them well. Right? Because I see a lot of developers, they build them and then they want to get rid of it, but you hold on to them.
Location, right in the Marina District, a block from all the restaurants, so you're within walking distance. But the features within the townhouse, everybody gets a garage, a covered parking, and then a surface parking space. So it's 3 spaces or parking spaces that the homeowners will have. There's also going to be for each townhouse an elevator. For the second and the primary floor, each have their own patio that faces out towards Washington Avenue, and you can see the bay. On the second floor, which is the main floor, our kitchens are what I would say are done exquisitely well. We're providing a high-end or a complete Wolf appliance package for the appliances, hardwood floors throughout.
A few of the other features that I noticed that are going to be really appealing to the Margate buyer is deck space. Deck space large enough to actually entertain on, put a table and chairs out there from the main living area, and have that extended living so the outside and the inside tend to flow seamlessly into one another. One other thing that Mitchell, as part of the design, included is the fact that you're coming down Monmouth Avenue and you go right into a private drive. You're not trying to find a parking spot or, driving around the block looking for parking. Like Mitchell had stated, you have 3 deeded and assigned off-street parking spots. But to add to that, just going down that private drive, that's a feature of this property that I've never seen implemented before. The only way that you could do that is to get a lot that's oversized, a jumbo lot. This lot's 125 by 131 round numbers. You're not going to find anything else like that available going into the future. This was probably the last opportunity in this end of town anyway to develop a site this large with 6 townhomes. It was a great pickup by Mitchell Enterprises and Mitchell Davis himself. I don't think there's any question the highest and best use for this lot at that location was the 6 townhomes. Also, they are townhomes. However, like Mitchell had stated, the design isn't stacked. So this design actually makes these properties or lends itself to these properties feeling like a single family dwelling.
So did you have to go to zoning at all, or was it all as of right the way it's being built?
No, it was not by right. We had to go in front of the zoning plan board. It was a one-time visit, and the board was very cordial. The residents were, I think, were ecstatic that we were demolishing what was there and we're building this. So yeah, if you were there, you would have heard a lot of claps.
Everybody at that end of town is super excited to see the huge improvement over what was existing.
Sherri, maybe Troy, Washington Avenue is getting ready for a huge upgrade, bike paths and new lighting. Troy, maybe you and Sherri can provide some insight on how Washington Avenue is going to be upgraded. The city of Margate put a lot of focus on that throughway.
So the plan is to turn it into a one-way street and make more bike lanes so people can walk and bike. They're going to add more trees, just again, make it more walkable from the beach to the bay, which I think lends nicely.
The price point is a big feature of this project, right?
The average sales price for new construction in Margate is well in excess of $3.5 million. Of course, you're buying a single family home and it's a little bit different than a townhouse, but to offer a product that's going to have the same finishes and amenities basically as a house that is a $3.5 million ask price is pretty darn amazing. So the folks that walk into this property that are asking anywhere from $2 million to $2.3, their expectations are going to be satisfied as far as tile selection. Mitchell had mentioned hardwood flooring, exterior finishes. You have the 3-stop elevator, which is super important because it's a multi-generational buyer for the most part. So we're going to have a product that's going to please basically all the Margate buyers at a price point, which in comparison to other new construction, is going to be affordable. Very important.
I do want to ask you, I notice you're moving fast. Construction has started. Can you give us some idea of the timeline that you have for completing this?
Unfortunately, we anticipate not making the this summer of 2026. We think it'll be probably closer to an August delivery. That's weather permitting. As you know, the weather this summer was a pretty wet summer, so hopefully there won't be any further delays.
You know, one of my little platforms is the environmental, and being that your background is big commercial development, I love the way that you got the site prepared and you have the silt fence, you have the appropriate erosion controls in place, and that does differentiate you from your typical builder in the area because you approach this like a real high-level pro in your development and how you maintain the site, which is also very important for the area.
Mitchell, a multifamily, you're a lot of experience with multifamily, commercial, retail. Is this the first time you're doing residential like this?
So the closest thing we've actually done 2 manufactured housing communities where if you're not familiar with manufactured housing communities, the way they work is basically we sell them a house, which is half a house that comes down a road. We put it on a slab, we put it together, and the homeowner owns the house and they rent the property from us. In regards to a true outright sale, this has been the first, and hopefully the first of many in maybe Margate and the surrounding towns.
Are you using your own, so you have your own construction team, or do you subcontract out?
Nope, we are a self-perform company, so we are our own general contractor. And many of our trades that we've used on other jobs are actually coming down here. We still have to yell at them to keep them in line, but yes, you are correct.
And Troy was, we were talking earlier today, Troy and I, and Sherri, of course, but all that work they're going to put into Washington Avenue, streetscaping, new lighting plan, beautiful new lamps, planters, flowers. Washington Avenue is going to be incredible,
Amazing.
probably within the next 12 months. And I think they're going out to bid now. We might see beautiful new Washington Avenue by early spring, and perfect for the time when you launch your project up there in Monmouth and Washington Avenue, Mitchell.
Yes, that's our understanding that they're going to be starting, if all their bids go out and they get them back within a timely manner, it's going to be like a fall, winter project, and things will be ready to go by summer.
Down the Shore living is all about lifestyle, and the Marina District is going to increase their ability to give that lifestyle to families. And I don't think there's any question that over the course of the past 10 years, since Margate really has been developed at a very fast rate, the Marina District probably benefited more than any other neighborhood in town.
Who wants to tackle some of these features and amenities here at 201 North Washington, the new development from Davis Enterprises and Troy Rosenzweig, and Sherri Lilienfeld is helping to move these great new properties coming on board. Some of the stuff that jumps out here is pre-wired for smart home expansion, even a level 2 EV charger outlet in the garage.
So as I mentioned, John, it's the price point that we're offering. It is my belief that the homeowner is going to expect a higher quality product, and in doing so, we are providing that to them in regards to the Sub-Zero Wolf appliance package, the elevators, the house being pre-wired for a smart home, the EV charger in the garage, and the other amenities.
Are you finding that elevators are now mandatory for most new home builds?
That's a good question. I'm going to ask Troy. Troy can answer that one.
I'm glad to take it. I don't think there's any question that an elevator is a prerequisite if somebody's going to develop new construction on the island. Buyers' expectations are it's going to have an elevator. Yes, no question about it.
Can potential buyers customize some of these layouts and some of these features at this point in time? And when are some of the cutoffs when you can't take more customization?
In fact, we have our first unit actually is under contract. Some changes that they want. The changes are changes that they have in their Florida house that they want to bring up north. Can changes be made? Yes. There will be a drop dead date of probably first quarter in 26 that if we do not have your reservations, then you probably will have to accept the finishes that we provide.
There is a distinct advantage for a buyer to get in early, and Mitchell just described as to exactly why. I mean, Mitchell has really stylish selections made in each category throughout the process as far as its finishes go, but not everybody might like the tile or the hardwood. So at this particular time, there is an opportunity to work with an allowance and customize a few items in the property. And that's a big advantage for a buyer who has perhaps their own vision and own style.
Margate was putting a lot of focus, a lot of investment into the waterfront, the Amherst waterfront, and the promenade, and all the new restaurants, all the development. A couple of years ago, that was not the case. It was still kind of the Barbary Coast not too long ago. Remember the Barbary Coast?
I certainly do. I've been here for 40 years and I owned a lot of real estate in the Marina District. And it's amazing, stunning, the metamorphosis that end of town has gone through. Remarkable.
And how about the resiliency of the Down Beach area, specifically Margate? No matter what happens in the economy around the world, around the country, when it comes to real estate, there's something special about Margate. It really is resilient, and it's a world unto itself that really continues to hold and to appreciate its real estate values, huh, guys?
I think that speaks to everything Margate has to offer for the most part.
What's it like going from commercial and retail development to residential? What have you noticed that's different?
So, the only difference truly is really one-on-one with the customer. All my building is I build for myself. It's just me, myself, and I that make the decisions. It is very interesting to have a one-on-one relationship with the prospective buyer.
That's what I like about residential.
So what do you guys think is going to happen over the next 12 months in the Margate real estate segment? I think that Margate's resilient. It might have a couple of bumps, but it's moving forward and it keeps appreciating. That's my vibe.
I get asked that question every day in my life multiple times. I can't go out to dinner without somebody presenting me that question. In a nutshell, and I'm going year to date from 2024 to 2025, our units sold is up 8%. That's a healthy number. Our median sales price, guys, is up 19.85%, call it 20%. That's astonishing. I think that tells a story about where Margate real estate is and where it's headed. If we were offshore, I would be more concerned about other things that may interrupt the real estate market, but we're not creating any more lots. We're not knocking down forests to create more lots. There is a finite number. And to get a lot, 131 by 125, you almost can't go wrong. I mean, that really is what we're selling, luxury new construction at a reasonable price point.
Like I said, I see builders, they build it and they want to get out, but you're in for the long haul. I have no doubt that you will stand behind your product.
I just, while we're talking about accolades, I just wanted to also thank John and Sherri for the relationship that Phyllis and Troy team has with DownbeachBUZZ and now, of course, Mitchell Enterprises. It's a very unique partnership in that everybody probably notices all the advertisements and different types of marketing that DownbeachBUZZ is putting out there. In the deal that we have with Phyllis and Troy team with DownbeachBUZZ, there was a condition that was put on us. And because this platform is so perfectly designed to hit our target audience, I was willing to give in to the condition that even though I am the listing agent in the property, Sherri and I trust her 100%, and we are very good friends and have an awesome business relationship together. But I was willing to, because DownbeachBUZZ is so perfectly positioned to attract our target audience, Sherri Lilienfeld does have her name on all of the advertisements, which were wonderful, well put together, professional, and detailed in a sense that they make me very satisfied. And I just wanted to say, I want to thank Sherri and John for the relationship that we have together, and I look forward to do more things moving forward with Davis Enterprises and all other projects that the Phyllis and Troy team are going to be involved in. And I know John and I were talking this morning about some different angles to marketing that we're probably going to take advantage of. And the word action actually comes to mind to have a summation about mine and John's conversation along with Sherri, detailing what we're going to do coming up with this project that Mitchell Davis is running.
Does Mitchell know how you and I know each other?
I don't believe I made mention to that, John, but go ahead and explain it. It's very interesting.
We grew up together as kids in the same alley. We've known each other, I guess, since we were 10 years old, maybe, right? We were two big families. They had 6 kids in their family. We had 8. I've known the Rosenzweigs forever. I actually did work with Troy in Brigantine with selling some properties up there. I've worked with Troy a lot over the past 10, 12 years. So even though DownbeachBUZZ might seem like it's new and different, we've been around for quite a while. And I always wondered, I always say, why is this Troy guy always talking about do new? And I always never understood that. But now I have a much better understanding of why you would want to do resale of residential and why you would want to do new builds. And Troy really allowed me to get into focused understanding the the value of new construction, especially along the shore with all the new building materials and so forth and so on. So Troy is one of the best when it comes to, if not the best, when it comes to new construction, because he's been talking about new construction for at least 15 years. At least. I always was confused by it. What's the matter with a resale?
Well, Troy's background is he was a builder, so it was a natural transition for him to work with the builders with his real estate business because he really, really understands the whole construction process.
Yeah.
John, Sherri, I have to tell you, I really enjoy your show. I am a subscriber to the Down Beach Buzz, and
Very nice.
when I see a podcast come on or even like a little snippet, it's always interesting, especially the comments afterwards.
Yeah.
How people chime in with whether they like what we're saying or they
Yes, sir.
don't like what we're saying.
Yeah.
But isn't it
Everybody has
nice-
an opinion.
And would you ever think that 10, 15 years ago, this thing called the internet would allow us to do TV and radio using
Right.
the web? So I'm so happy that Troy and you, Mitchell, and Sherri are all on board with this marketing of great real estate online with Down Beach Buzz. So how do we reach out to everybody and find out more about the 201 North Washington Avenue? Troy, how do we find you?
You can give me a call directly on my cell phone. I'm very easy to access, 609-209-4495. Email address, phyllisandtroy@comcast.net, or my website, and 201 Washington Avenue is the feature property on the website, phyllisandtroy.com, or give Sherri a call. Her and I work very well together.
Right. My role would be to represent someone as a buyer's agent if they were more comfortable working that way. Or obviously, if you have a buyer's agent, have your buyer's agent call Troy. But I'm happy to work with someone on this project as a buyer's agent because, like Troy said, we've been working together for years and I love this product. I think Davis Enterprise is a fabulous developer from what I can see from their reputation, and happy to work with someone as a buyer's agent on this project.
All right. Thank you, Troy Rosenzweig, Sherri Lilienfeld, Mitchell Davis, and this is Down Beach Buzz. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast, the Down Beach Buzz Podcast.